What's up, Kingdom? This is Kansas City Chiefs today, and we've got a spicy one. A fresh trade pitch is making the rounds, putting the Chiefs in the hunt for an elite wide receiver at a hefty price. You heard that right, a true WR1 level talent being linked to Kansas City in a move that would send shockwaves across the AFC. If you love seeing this team go for it while the window is wide open, stay locked in. We're walking through the rumor, the cost, the fit with Patrick Mahomes, and how this would reshape the season. Stick around to the end for our community goal and your chance to steer the conversation. Let's set the stage. Kansas City has been methodical building around Mahomes, offensive line continuity, a diverse receiver room, and a championship-caliber defense. But every season exposes a pressure point, and for the Chiefs it's the same old question. Who scares defenses every single snap on the outside? Rashee Rice is a chain mover and a tough cover. Travis Kelce is still a savvy mismatch artist in the middle. What the offense has lacked at times is that vertical, alpha presence who tilts coverage before the ball is even snapped. The new chatter comes from a national trade pitch framing a scenario where Kansas City makes a real bid for an elite receiver. Think of a veteran still in his prime on a team juggling cap math, or a star on the final year of his deal with extension questions looming. League history tells us timing is everything. When front offices sense leverage, stars can move faster than anyone expects, and contenders like Kansas City pick up the phone before breakfast. Why would the Chiefs even entertain the price tag? Because the offense is built around Mahomes' superpower, punishing single high looks and forcing defenses to pick a poison they don't want to pick. If you can add a receiver who wins against man, wins on the boundary, and turns red zone fades into routine walk-offs, you stretch the field horizontally and vertically at the same time. That's when Andy Reid stops calling plays and starts composing symphonies. Let's talk fit with Mahomes first. The quarterback does magic off script, but his most devastating trait is how quickly he processes leverage pre-snap. Give him a wide out who beats press and stacks corners in 2 steps, and the ball is out on time with perfect placement. Defenses will have to rotate safeties earlier, which opens up crossers for Rice and seams for Kelce. That's how one addition makes 3 players better without anyone's role shrinking. Now about the price. Hefty almost certainly means a first-round pick as the centerpiece, and depending on the contract situation, a day 2 pick or a young player could be part of the package. Brett Veach has shown a willingness to move premium capital when the return is a transformational piece. The question is value over time. A late first in a Super Bowl window might be worth less to Kansas City than the immediate stress an elite receiver puts on playoff defenses in January. Cap mechanics matter too. If this receiver is extension eligible, the Chiefs can structure guarantees and bonuses to keep year-1 charges manageable while front-loading flexibility. You're not paying simply for regular season highlights. You're paying to force the Bengals, Ravens, Bills, and anyone else to play honest coverage on money downs. That's an ROI you feel in the AFC title game more than Week 6. On-field usage would be delicious. Andy can park a true WR1 on the backside of trips, force help, and then run flood concepts and sail routes away from the leverage. You can motion him into reduced splits for free releases, or let him bully press on the numbers and win back shoulder at will. Add in Mahomes' scramble drill, and you're suddenly asking defenses to plaster for 5 seconds against elite talent. That's a math problem most coordinators will simply fail. Don't sleep on the run game ripple effect. Light boxes become tempting with 2 high safeties, and Kansas City's RPO menu expands overnight. Tag glance routes and quick outs behind play action, and linebackers get stuck in slow motion. If the Chiefs ever wanted more easy buttons on first down, this edition is a giant green one labeled, "Press here for 8 yards." So, how do the Chiefs actually pull it off? Timing around the trade deadline is crucial. You want enough runway to integrate the playbook, build chemistry, and test combinations against live defenses. An early move means more snaps in October and November, which translates to fully realized roles in December and January. The front office must balance urgency with leverage. The earlier you act, the higher the price, but the smoother the playoff product. Onboarding in the Andy Reid system is a blend of language and reps. The call sheet is dense, but the core families repeat. slants and flats, dagger, double post, mesh, and a buffet of RPOs. A high IQ receiver who studies landmarks and coverage tells should acclimate quickly. The Chiefs can start with condensed packages, red zone, third and medium, 2-minute, then scale to full field concepts. Give Mahomes a few weeks of live bullets and option routes with his new toy, and the timing sharpens fast. What about the current room? Roles become cleaner, not smaller. Rice thrives as a YAC bully and zone beater. Kelce remains the chain-controlling whirlwind who punishes linebackers that dare turn their hips. The Elite Edition handles X responsibilities: isolations, goes, slants, comebacks, and the occasional dig when Mahomes needs a layup. Sky-type players, gadget motion, and jet sweeps still exist. They just become dessert instead of the main course. Defensively, Steve Spagnuolo benefits by practicing against a scarier look every day. Iron sharpens iron. Pressman techniques, bracket rules, and late rotations get tightened when you're facing a true number one at full speed Monday through Friday. That practice environment tends to show up in January when a game flips on a single 3rd and 7 stop. Let's address the conversation you'll hear on talk shows and in the comments. Why pay so much when Mahomes can turn anyone into a star? Because January football is different. Windows are tighter, rush lanes are disciplined, and secondaries live in your tendencies. Stars separate in the playoffs, and a receiver who wins isolated downs is the antidote to bracketed Kelce looks we've seen in recent years. You'll also hear, "Don't mortgage the future." Totally fair. But the Chiefs aren't mortgaging anything if they're sending a late first and getting 3 post-seasons of elite production in return. This is what sustained dynasties do. They draft well, yes, but they also strike when the market presents a championship multiplier. With Mahomes in his prime and Andy Reid dialing from the lab, a move like this is not reckless. It's targeted aggression. And for the culture, it's electric. Arrowhead feeds on moments. Imagine that first deep shot at home, the roar building as the ball climbs into the night, and the camera catching Mahomes with that little grin because he knew the coverage before the snap. That's not just a highlight. That's a message to the conference. You can't sit on our tendencies anymore. Zoom out to the AFC chessboard. Baltimore's physicality, Cincinnati's perimeter weapons, Buffalo's aerial fireworks. Every rival in January has a calling card. Kansas City's calling card is adaptability, but the weapon that breaks stalemates is the one that wins alone. If this trade lands, defensive coordinators will spend practice periods deciding whether to spin the safety late to Kelce or shade the boundary to the new WR1. The wrong guess becomes 6 points. Seeding also matters. One explosive receiver can swing a game or two in the regular season, and that can be the difference between hosting the title game or traveling in sub-zero wins. Add that to the rivalry ledger. You want the road to the Super Bowl running through Arrowhead with a defense that already travels and an offense that now terrifies. So where does this leave us? The rumor is the spark, but the logic is the fire. The Chiefs have the infrastructure, the quarterback, and the culture to make a big swing land clean. If the price is a first and then some, you weigh it against the rings you're chasing. Windows don't stay open forever, and there's a difference between being aggressive and being reckless. This is the kind of move that says you know exactly who you are and exactly where you're going. If Brett Veach and Andy Reid decide the fit is real and the contract math works, Kansas City becomes a different kind of problem. Not just efficient, not just adaptable, downright inevitable when the clock gets tight. And I'll be honest, that's the version of the Chiefs that keeps rival fan bases up at night and gives this channel a full week of Victory Mondays. Before we roll credits, I want to hear from you. Is the price worth it? Which receiver archetype are you betting on? Boundary bully, after the catch monster, or route savant? And how many points does this add to the playoff scoring average once the installs settle? You know the drill, Kingdom. Sound off. This has been Kansas City Chiefs Today. Daily news, rumors, and fan talk for the best fan base in football. If you enjoyed the breakdown, tap that like, share with a fellow Chiefs fan, and smash subscribe. We're on a mission. The push to 5,000 subs is real, and you can help us get there. Drop your takes in the comments and join the road to 5,000 subs here on Kansas City Chiefs Today.